TeamSport Cambuslang, a fast-flowing, fun and slightly chaotic track. This track also happens to be the track closest to me, so we're here again. Right, let's jump straight into it. So I was booked in for Advanced Race Academy, but all my friends were booked in for Intermediate, so I just got moved back down to Intermediate for today. And we have Sam, Pola and Conrad with us. Pola up ahead, Sam in front, and then Conrad right up ahead. So 6, 7. I'm sorry, I know how dead the meme is. Anyway, the marshal waves us out and we're getting out onto the track now. So as we're all coming out here, Conrad stops up there and he stops a bit early back, so Sam goes ahead of him, and then that forces me and Pola to have to do a catch up to them. Now Sam lets Conrad back by because he passed him under the yellows as he stopped at the side for us. Now there was, in this session, I think there was 3 or 4, I think there was 3 though, adult carts and 5 cadets. But no, we didn't really get in each other's way, didn't notice each other much, just a few times. Anyway, been on yellows for roughly a lap now. We're coming down, we're actually catching the back of some other people, and as we come around here, the marshal's just telling us all, stay walking pace on the yellows, which we are, and then I get slightly brake checked there, which effectively slowed me down. Anyhow, as we're coming up to this bit, I'm trying to see the lights, but I can't see them, and as Pola just moves out the way, I managed to catch a glimpse of them. Now, Pola brakes a little bit on the entry to Hell's Gate because she doesn't want to rear end Sam, and I get really heavily brake checked there, but I think it was all of us. Now Conrad goes wide, I don't know why, but that sent him extremely far back compared to us. But we're still mid-battle, so there was a gap here, but I didn't end up going for it because Pola closed it off. Now Sam is just absolutely rocketing away from the rest of us, so as it comes in here and we do the light test and it goes to reds, Sam stops directly behind someone, which means he's going to get caught up maybe, and we might have a chance to actually drive in the same postcode as him. Now as we come around this corner, I check over my shoulder to see if the yellow goes to greens. Now I just quite swiftly avoid Pola there. I avoid nudging her, then it goes to greens here, and I look for a move on Hell's Gate, but it doesn't happen, and then everything gets a bit contacty there, and I just go back to the outside to let Pola back through because I accidentally nudged her out of that position. Then an adult cart gets on my inside and Pola's inside, which gives me an opening, but Pola goes out in this corner, defends perfectly. I get up the inside, she looks, and I just managed to make a clean move down the inside. That's one position. Now I get very heavily loaded and then into a spin, but despite me facing another way on the track, I managed to save it. Pola backed out, so it was all good and I didn't get spun and nothing happened about it. But it has lost us a lot of time to the pack ahead, and I'm having to defend Pola now. So can we catch up whilst I'm defending? Who knows? Now I go out wide here to let Pola by and Conrad. Conrad gets on the inside. I just managed to block him off. I get on Pola's inside, but Conrad gets on my inside, manages to make a move with a little bit of pod-to-pod contact, but it was a legal move, so we can count it now. I just squeeze up his inside for a clean move there, and I'm now back on Pola's tail, but I'm defending Conrad. That was clean because he was nowhere near 50% through it, and when I cut across, I was in front of him, and it just bumped me. Now I'm trying to tell him to work together here because I tapped the back of my helmet too, but he gets on my inside, managing to make a move on me, which was a really nice move. Now I tried for his inside here, and I just managed to get it. I think there was a little bit of contact, but it was after I'd already went through. Now by here I'm starting to realise my cart really isn't up to much, so I'm not very confident I'll be able to keep up with Pola on the straight. 1, because she weighs a lot less. 2, because my car was quite slow on straights. So now it's mainly just a defending game. Now, as we come around here, I try to hold it because I'm 50% through. He turns in and he manages to make it. I hit the barrier, but it was a good move. Then Cole squeezes past me. Then there's another adult car, and I turn in because I'm trying to get back to Conrad. I accidentally give Cole a little tap there because he drifts a bit and I didn't expect it. Now, as I come up here, I just wave, I think it's Cole's brother maybe. I just wave him through, and now he's stuck behind Conrad, who Cole just managed to get by. Now he takes Conrad on the inside, which I think might have shocked him a bit because he went to turn in and didn't notice he was there. Now I'm really trying to catch up on the straights, but there was nothing I could do to compete with him yet, and I'm not in a mean way statistically quicker. Now he just lets me by here, which I was quite thankful for, telling him to try to slow down a bit because my kart was quite bad. And Sam, who got lost at the beginning, pulls out ahead of us, and I think about dive bombing him, and I managed to make an extremely clean move up the ramp. It's kind of a hot spot for overtakes. Now as we come around this corner, just looking behind me, I don't see any threats, so I don't defend yet. And I know Sam is prone to dive bombing extremely hard, so I'm very aware of that. And I know Conrad is getting a lot more confident with his overtakes and has been doing a lot more dive bombs recently. Subtle foreshadowing, that isn't very subtle here. But yeah, now we're just able to hot lap. Now at the top of the ramp there, you can probably see in the distance a yellow helmet, which I believe is Pola. Could still be Cole, but that's Cole that just passed there. I believe this is Pola. Now we are trying to get as much out of the kart as we can to catch up to Pola. I can't exactly remember what kart she was in. You might have seen it at the beginning. I think it was kart 26, actually, which is a very good kart. Well, I haven't I haven't drove it recently, but the last time I drove it, it was like, it's recently gotten a bit better, but yeah, it was pretty alright last time I drove it. Now there I get a little bit of a speed boost from Sam behind. I'm just getting a few bumps because I asked them to work together with me. Now he's just bumping me through the corner a bit to give me some extra speed, but he gets on my inside, manages to make a clean move, very nice move. But he has kart 25, which isn't one that I think he particularly likes. Last time I drove it, it didn't feel too great, but it wasn't like horrible. Anyway, Campbell sends it up my inside. Very nice move. Drifts a bit wide, which nearly makes me give him a tap, but I don't. Now Sam is just pulling away after that. Can I keep ahead of anyone in this? So up ahead, Campbell has made the pass on Sam. I'm telling Sam to slow down so we can battle. I think I see someone on my inside here. Could be Conrad. Now Sam goes a little bit too wide on his corner entry, which means I gain a little tiny bit of ground, and I am actually gaining, which means I could be able to catch up to him soon, despite him being one of the quicker drivers at Cambuslang and only starting recently. But yeah, I've definitely made up some ground from the lap before. Whether it's my driving or him being caught up by the adult karts, I won't know. Maybe a mix of both. And we're definitely a bit closer than we were last time up at Hillsgate, but unfortunately Conrad gets on my inside. I leave him just enough space, but he still manages to squeeze by. Now that wasn't obviously the best from me, and then Conrad brakes on the apex. I get heavily brake checked give him a tap, and then he nudges me out the way at the next corner. Now he hits off the barrier, ricocheting into me, which that one hurt a little bit. Didn't feel too good, but I have managed to hold the position through all that chaos, and now I'm on an inside line defending. I don't feel the need to defend there, and I was right, because nothing happens. I'm sticking to the inside in the middle of the track and the apexes of the corners. Now I turn in tight here so that he can't get me on the inside. And then as I turn this corner, I'm looking to see if he's managing to get by, but he doesn't. Turn in quite sharply because I had cart 21, which has honestly slightly sensitive steering. Anyway, ignore that cut. As we're coming around here, I see some people ahead of us. Maybe we can catch back up to them. I doubt it though. Now as we come around here, I'm getting a little bit loaded from behind, and I'm definitely getting loaded on the straights. Now, I might be asking to work together here. No, I'm not. I cut to the inside to defend. He gets on my outside, but I'm just defending into these turns. Accidentally leaning in a bit because I'm trying to stabilise the cart, but definitely need to stop that. Usually do lean out, but I was just trying to stabilise the cart because my lines were quite off because I was defending. But it's very good defence practice for me for BIKC, which is soon. And if you don't get landed with a rubbish, or if I don't get landed with a rubbish cart on the day, I might do it right. Anyway, he gets on my inside. I just have about enough space. Now, I nearly get spun there, but it's all okay. I turn in at the next corner. He stays behind me. Now, that incident, I let Cole by after that and his brother. But yeah, that incident was pretty bad. I mean, I would call it a racing incident because I wasn't left much space on the entry to the move. But then once I was left space, I began to turn in because I saw it as my corner because he wasn't 50% through. But then he didn't back out. Now, I get turned sideways by that adult cart there. But it was an alright move, I guess. As he comes around this corner, I see the marshal pulling out something. I don't know if it's a black flag, but I doubt it would be. Now, as I go around, I see them holding up a no contact sign for the one that just pushed me out the way. So that wasn't too bad. And I actually really like that they were showing it after a move like that, which I wouldn't say it was a bad move, but I wouldn't say it was a clean move either. As we're coming up here, I try to tell my friends to slow down and let the adult carts by so that we can battle again, because we were having quite a bit of fun doing that. And I believe Conrad is still behind me, because yeah, I go out a bit wide there and I'm looking to my inside and then I cover it off because I definitely see him behind me. Yeah, and I get really loaded through that bit, which was not fun. Now, I'm heavily defending the inside here, and I'm just getting loaded. It might not be Conrad behind me, but I think it is. Now, as we come around here, I see all them again, and I actually think we are gaining on them, or they've just been slowed down because some of the adult carts have gotten ahead. Now, I get loaded again there, which might have been my fault for, not moving out the way and being on the racing line while they're on a, semi-defensive line. Now, Conrad gets on my outside, I get scared, defend the inside, manage to keep the possession, just. Now, as we come around here, I drift a touch wide, but I actually seem to have a little bit better entry to the ramp. So I was gaining a lot of time there compared to him. Now he gets on my inside, but not entirely before the yellow flags come out. Now, as the yellow flags are out, it gives us a chance to just speak about that session, and there was also a few incidents in between my session. You can maybe try. If you were there, you probably know what I'm speaking about. Now, I quite cleanly park behind this kid. I forgot his name. I'll put it up on screen. That wasn't very good. What? I got my car wasn't very good at all.
Maybe the best part, other than up the ramp, it's really good. Handles good. It's like a better version of Control 2.
Part 21 was not up to much. Anyway, cutting to session 2. Now, I want you to tell me if this engine sounds normal, because it was like kind of clicking almost. It's rolling! Can't roll that! Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. So here we come out, just do the brake test, and into the pit lane we go. Now, this time, it's the exact same order, just me and Paula have switched about, and she's now at the back. So just cutting ahead to the moment where we get called out the pit lane, so we start driving out at a slow pace. And once again, we all were really hoping we'd be able to battle this time. So Conrad stops, and then we realise it's all adult carts ahead of us and the other cadets behind us, so we should be fine to just go. Oh, and we're all in a row, so that's the only reason we were stopping to begin with. So yeah, up here it goes green much quicker than the other time, which I didn't expect, so I dart to the inside to cover it. Luckily not hitting anyone as I do it, because it was a little bit dangerous, but it didn't cause anything big, so that was alright. Now we're behind Sam, who's in cart 30, which he said wasn't very good, and honestly I believe him in that, because not many of them are good now. Now Conrad in cart 23 moves to the side, effectively letting us by, which just gives us the position, and we just get going now. So us being at the front in cart 22, which has cut out a few times in the past, but it didn't feel as bad as the last time I drove it, and I managed to pull out a 41-1 in that. Now Conrad goes for a move on my inside that doesn't work out. I'd call that a racing incident again. As we're going up the ramp here, I'm obviously not defending because I know Conrad's in a cart that has horrible ramp speed. So I don't need to defend at the ramp, but his cart is incredibly quick on straights, which is quite scary to say the least. Now, just holding a middle to inside line here. Now I look to my inside, don't see him, and then it goes to yellows because on the first lap of us battling, Paula went in for a cart swap and she swapped to cart 33, which is a cart that she actually really likes. Personally, I think it's quite uncontrollable, but it is really quick, and she managed to set a new PB of 40.4, which is 0.2 quicker than my old PB, so that's pretty good. Now we come up behind this adult cart guy, and he's much slower than us in the corners, despite us being in a cadet old enough for adult carts, but in this for BIKC, he's much slower than us at corners, but on straights he just rockets away, which is arguably the most annoying kind of driver or cart when they're quick on straights but slow in corners. Now thankfully the adult cart lets us by, which is really nice of them, and we just keep going on with our lap. Now here it goes to yellows because Sam has also went in for a cart swap from cart 30 to cart 25. That cart swap didn't do him as good as Pola's did. I think he got a 41.4 maybe? Couldn't tell you honestly. Anyway, I'm not under threat from anyone right now, so I'm just going to be able to hot lap. Cutting forward 4 whole minutes. We go into the sin bin here because there's a train of adult carts behind us that we just want to let through. Conrad is also in that mix. But we just want to let them through so that not that we have clean air really, that they can just pass us without having to dive bomb or do like anything dangerous. And hopefully that means we might be able to catch up to Conrad depending how bad the ramp speed is and how bad he takes the corners with how quick the kart goes on the straights. Which, in a kart like 33 or 23, it's honestly hard to control through corners. Now, Pola's behind us, and I didn't know what kart she got yet. So, I'm not thinking she'll catch up, because 22 has alright straight speed, but 33 has well better than any other kart ever. It feels like an adult kart. Alright, cutting forward about a lap and a half maybe. We've caught up to the back of Conrad, but we're not right on his bumper yet, and he's clearly pulling away on straights. But he does brake at the bottom of the down ramp, therefore we've gained a lot of time on him. But it doesn't really seem to matter because it's all been thrown out due to this straight. But I'm thinking once we get to the ramp, I should be able to catch up. Now, at this corner I make a little bit of time. In this straight I lose a bit of time. This corner I make a lot of time. In these middle sectors there's no straights, so I'd gain a lot of time, and his ramp speed's rubbish. Now, I try to go for his inside, but he closes it off and I don't manage to make the move. Otherwise I would have spun him. Now, as we come around here, he goes a bit wide, and I definitely could have taken the inside, but I was trying to let this adult kart by. So, due to the speed, I managed to get right back on his bumper and then get completely gapped on the straight. But not to worry, because I am still pretty close, and the middle sector is coming up. That, with a lot of speed, isn't very fun. Anyway, we cut ahead to me overtaking Conrad, because I think my footage glitched. But anyway, he goes back ahead of me, and I'm right on his bumper, and then he gaps me. But I do make a bit of time here, and then lose it all on this straight. Now, kart 22 isn't even a bad kart, it's just 23 is a really quick kart. Other than 22 cutting out quite a bit, it's honestly an okay kart. Now, through here you can see I'm just making up so much time on him. Every single time I just absolutely make time. Now, I don't want to dive bomb him there, so I try to go around his outside or just stay behind him, but I accidentally end up giving him a tap due to the horrible ramp speed. Now, I send it up his inside for a clean move, and as we're coming around here, I'm on an inside lane. I come round, I turn in, and then he goes for my inside, which hit me out wide. I give him a thumbs up, he gives me a thumbs up, but he didn't look very good. Now, I couldn't see him from here, and you might see what happened after. We come up here, I expect him to be really trying to get back at me now. I tried to let him by, but he goes into the sin bin, which really confused me. I thought he got hurt from the crash. Now, right behind me, we have Pola, and I almost didn't defend my inside enough. Now, I'm not exactly thinking about the battle at hand. I'm thinking what happened to Conrad. And I'm really confused, and you can see at the side here, his mum's like pointing to the sin bin and stuff, really confused why he went in, because I don't think they seen what happened either. Well, they might have, but I didn't. Now, I just put my hand up there because Pola gains a lot of time on me on the straight. Now, because I'm a bit ahead of her, I managed to do this, but I don't defend my inside there because I know I can turn in quite sharply, or rather sharply, and still manage to hold it. Now, I'm on the outside here, and her kart has not the best up ramp speed, but it's like okay, so I don't defend on it. As we're coming around here, I probably should have defended a little bit better. Now, I'm not defending at all, and they're still pointing. I tried to tell them that he's over there, but I don't think it works. And Pola has gained a straight's worth of time on me on a corner. Now, she gets past there, does a little drift, and then that one was my fault, but that one hurt quite a bit. Way after that little incident, I'm driving a little bit slower because that did hurt my side on both sides, because I hit off Pola's cart, then I hit off the barrier. Now I let Campbell through here, and I'm just defending the inside still from Pola, so I'm on a little midline there, and then I'm kind of like on the inside, and I'm on the outside here, switch to the middle, then it goes to yellows. And it's because this Cole's brother has ended up in the barrier. I don't know how, but he has, and that has meant all the time I gained on Pola from whatever I could salvage there has been entirely closed on the yellows. So we've got a little bit more work to do if we can manage to get away. Now I'm asking Conrad if he's okay, because he's coming back out the pit lane, and he's like, yeah. And I notice his camera's not on anymore, which quite confused me. But anyway, on the yellow light, I let him back through because I had to go ahead on the ramp due to the bad ramp speed. And it's still on yellows, but he has gotten out the barrier, which means soon we'll be back. Now he gets a slow down sign there, even though he was going extremely slow for yellows, but whatever. Yeah, so now we're just really waiting for them to go green, and I'm trying to defend even on the yellows because I don't want to get overtaken on the restart. Now I think about Conrad's inside here, but he covers it off and I don't take it. As we go around here, he drifts a bit. I managed to get the inside. He looks over, sees I'm not through yet, but just leaves me the space, lets me through. And I think Pola might have got through with me, but I don't defend that there because I'm trying to look behind me. I need to stop. I need to just look forward, and yeah. But anyway, Conrad's out now, and I'm getting like bumps on the straight, so I'm assuming it's Pola behind me now. And on my inside here she comes, but then she drifts out wide. I get ahead and the yellow lights come out. She tries to force me out of the way while I'm ahead. I cut back ahead and I go into the pit lane first, just to assert my dominance as the driver who was ahead on yellows. It means absolutely nothing, by the way.
I was ahead! Pola got a new PB, 40.4. Yeah. Well, she's not on that yet, she just said it there. So who will get put off it?